Yo, what's up guys? We're here at the Model Car Show Malaysia.
What's up guys? Hey yo!
We just made our rounds and now it's time to vlog a little bit to show you guys a bit of what went down in day one. Alright, let's go.
And alright, so the purpose of this video is to do a walkabout at the event. It's pretty big and I'm actually uploading this video the same night I recorded this. So it's literally the end of day one and my goal for this video is to have it up tonight, so that for those who want to go to day 2, you will have a rough idea of what went down at TMCS, in case you're wondering what kind of cars and booths there will be. Hey, shout out to you, bro. So I will be commentating over the video, and the reason for that is in the venue it is quite noisy. But yeah, as I mentioned, we're gonna do a walkabout. I'm not gonna give a up close of any cars in particular. It's just more of a view of the over booth, and I'm gonna share about the event here and there. So overall, I really enjoyed the event. You know, like the whole the crowd control. You know, you really gotta give props to the staff and organizers, MY64, Octane, to the vendors, right, and all the staff. They all played a part. When I was queuing up, we were ushered nicely. There was a lot, and really a lot of like ropes and a barricade, right? So for those wondering, unlike the previous years, no one was allowed to enter the mall before 8 a.m. So there were people who were actually camping outside the mall before the mall even opened. And when the gates do open, right, at 8 a.m., that's when those early birds were ushered into the event. So all the way from, I think, the ground level, right, all the way to level 3A, there were already barricades, staff, mall security who help usher the early birds into the proper queuing area, which is outside the event's venue. So massive props, man, like massive props to everyone, for those who actually were responsible for making this happen. A smooth, in a way, transition right into the queues. The queues were just handled really well. Those who tried to jump queue, mall security actually went to kick them out, right? Like there was no way of squeezing through or jumping the queue. Those who tried to jump the queue, once the mall door of the malls open, were actually kicked out, and no one was running because there was a lead man. I believe one of the staffs were the lead man for the entire queue, so no one was allowed to overtake the lead man. Everyone walked in an orderly manner. So really huge props once again to the organizer, staff, and everyone that played a part. Massive props. Once you were in the venue, how it works is that there are 4 payment counters. So for example, payment counter number 1, if I recall correctly, were brands such as LCD and I think Ignition model, right? I think I might get this wrong. What I'm trying to say is that if you want to buy a particular brand, you have to go to a specific payment counter. So another example is Eno and Pop Race. If you wanted to buy the Eno event models or Pop Race, you had to go to payment counter number 2. So that way, the queues were separated into 4 main queues. So it was broken down into like small segments, right? So those at payment counter number 2, there were staff there, there were barricades there were ushers there, and most importantly, the payment counters were all there. So everything was much more organized, because the way the organizers did it is to break down the queue into more manageable queues. So that was a huge, that's really commendable, a very good idea. So for me, the first queue, I think most of you won't be surprised, that I went to was for the Pop Race and Eno. So once the doors are opened and stuff, I did have the media pass, admittedly, so I did manage to go to the front, thankfully. So yes, it was much easier for me to get the Enos and Pop Race. Then, not say the problem, but the problem came is after that, I had to go to another queue because I wanted to get some of the other brands, such as BMC and LCD models, right? So yes, I went to another payment counter. The queue was relatively long. I think I waited around close to 45 minutes, maybe an hour, I really couldn't tell because I was queuing up with my friends Redwan and Gable, mainly. Shout out to you guys. I couldn't keep track of the time, but it was very neat, you know, like the queues were organized. There was always an usher there to make sure that everything was in check. You know, you don't have to be scared about like, you know, things happening, unlike previous events where I remember there was like 3 queues merging into one. Nobody knew where to queue, and then when I asked the staff, yo, like, where's the queue, even they didn't know. It was really messy. And to give credit, obviously lessons have to be learned from past mistakes. It's maybe, I don't want to be rude to call it a mistakes, but what I'm trying to say is lessons were really learned from the past few events. So this year at TMCS at the venue here, right at IOI, formerly known as Damansara Mall, it was really organized. It wasn't as frustrating as last time where you don't know where the queue is. It was very crowded, you know, and then I even queued up for like, I think the Enos that time, and by the time we finished queuing up, like it was already sold out and stuff like that. You know, it's definitely a bummer feeling, right? To be able to queue up and then end up it's sold out. For those who have been to events like this, you know how frustrating it is. So I'm being a bit long-winded on that one, but overall what I'm trying to say is the queue system, fantastic job. Really well done. So in terms of the booths and the brands that were there, yes, there were many brands and vendors which I'll be showing later. But it's really cool to see a lot of brands. A lot of them were from Chinese brands, and it is quite interesting to see the toolings and castings they have to offer. There was a whole dinner event about it where they were sharing about upcoming projects and stuff. So yeah, definitely a lot of brands were at the venue. And now what you're looking at are real cars, right? So a lot of these cars that you will see in the video, obviously they have like the toy car version of that. I mean, nothing surprise, but I think it's pretty cool. So this in particular were at the Pop Race and Eno side. So there were like 4 Eno exclusives and Pop Race exclusives. There were 2 of them. So these are sold in sets. The Enos are sold in one set, the DPLS is sold in another set, and the 2 Pop Race models were sold in another set as well. For this queue in particular, you were entitled to buy up to 3 of each set. They will give you like a piece of paper. Once you reach the counter, you just give the piece of paper to the cashier, and then they'll just give you the number of cars that you want. For those wondering, yes, you can pay by credit card, Master, Visa at this at least for the vendors booth, right? For the brands, you can use your credit card to pay for these cars. There's also a lot of displays, right? Like for example here, we're at the once again Eno and Pop Race side, so there were a lot of cars on displays, prototypes, models, they're all here. Very cool. Definitely a lot of things to see right here. And it was also great to see a lot of people there. I've met a lot of you guys there, friends from Singapore and overseas friends. You guys know who you are. So great to see y'all. So now we're at the outside area where all the shop vendors are selling. They have their table booths set up. So rough overview, once again, you can kind of see all the brands. We have like 1 to 18s, we have all your mini GTs, Pop Race, Enos, like basically a lot of brands you can see right here. And there, of course, there are Hot Wheels. Definitely a lot of Hot Wheels cars. It was very interesting to see cars like the Circuit Legends, right? With the new Ferrari 944, was it? Yeah, it's very, that really shocked me, the fact that it was out. A lot of interesting pieces to be seen here, definitely, and a lot of vendors. So you can see it's pretty spacious. I mean, the tables are side to side, but overall, I really enjoyed browsing through the cars. You know, it wasn't cramped. You know, like I say, it's very spacious, and a lot of the vendors that I talked to, really friendly. Props to y'all for, you know, it must be like really tiring to actually like set up your tables and the booths, you know, to everyone. And I think all in all, they all put effort together to make sure everything was organized, and it was really organized. And you can see a lot of people were just browsing the cars, looking here and there. And to give you guys a heads up, I actually I already finished browsing through these cars before I'm doing the tour. So yeah, I actually before this I've already done my shopping and secured my cars, and after that's when I'm doing this walkabout, right? So that I roughly know what to show you guys. So you can see right there. Yo, shout out to Wilson right there, looking really cool. Shout out, bro. Yeah, so that's Redo one right there. Oh, nodding at me. Then here at this side, more cars. We have Hako on the displays right there. Many more booths. Even ID is here to promote another upcoming event later this year. A bit of a tangent. I did go to IDE last year. Really enjoyed it. Met a lot of you guys from Indonesia. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, they had a booth here as well. So this is like the inner area. There's like 3 rows in total. So in a way, this is the second row. Much more booths and 1 to 18s as well. I think a lot of you guys do collect 1 to 18s, so you can see there's a whole row of them right there. I mean, it was fun. Like there's really a lot of them here. And before I filmed this video, it was fun hunting through these cars and just taking a look at some of the new stuff, some of which you might have not seen before. So while I continue walking about, I guess I can share a bit more about what happened later that day, which was the appreciation dinner. Right, so for those who have the pass or those who spent a minimum of 2,000 ringgit, you actually had access to the appreciation dinner, so that you got the opportunity to buy the dinner exclusive. So there was like a presentation from the different brands about their projects and stuff, and there was like a Q&A session, which I unfortunately did not get the video of. Like, as much as I would love for you guys to see what went down during the appreciation dinner, I also wanted to enjoy myself, so I didn't actually take much video, and I took a couple of photos here and there. So yeah, overall the appreciation dinner went well. After the whole dinner, people went to queue up to get their cars and stuff, and I think it's cool. I think that went quite smoothly as well. So yeah, that was like a rough overview of what went down on day 1. Obviously, tomorrow is day 2. I'll be heading back to TMCS, of course, and popping by the MDX site to say hi to a couple of friends who are there as well. And let's see what kind of exclusives we can get as well. I don't know how it would be like. I did heard from my friends here and there about what went down at the MDX side. But yeah, we're gonna check it out tomorrow and see what goes down. But for now, this is a day 1 TMCS. So I don't know how many of you guys are watching this before you go to TMCS. I hope that this video gave you insight on what to expect at TMCS, because as you all know, Sunday is the last day of the event. So yeah, once again, thank you guys for watching this walkabout / vlog, and to the TMCS organizers, thank you for letting me be part as a media partner, to give me the chance to help promote the event and engage you guys. Really appreciate it. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, give this video a like. And for those who went to the event, hey, drop a comment below. Maybe you saw yourself during the vlog. Maybe you let me know, hey, I was in this timestamp. Let me know in the comments as well. But with that, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.